I need my head examining. Literally. Because one area of shyness I've yet to explore is whether you can tell if someone is shy by looking at their brain. So I've come to London's Harley Street.
What I'm going to do is measure the electrical activity from your brain, from your scalp.
EEG specialist Tony Steffert has agreed to attempt to find out by putting a thing on my head that definitely doesn't make me look a twat.
There you go. Is that all right? Lovely. It's not a direct measure of shyness. The EEG will tell us about arousal and anxiety, so we can infer that this person's more anxious and they're more likely to be shy. There is the opposite marker, so there's something called frontal middle theta, that if you have a high frontal middle theta, you're more likely to be extrovert and more happy-go-lucky and less likely to be shy.
Is shyness, can we say any generalities about it? Is it a sign of being highly tuned into other people's... Is it less, you know?
I have just read that they make better lovers.
Better lovers?
And that would fit with being more...
I knew there was a reason I was doing this documentary. I knew I had to get something positive out of it.
More socially adept, basically. OK, so what I want you to do is just close your eyes and relax and try not to think of anything in particular and just be as relaxed and still as can be.
In order to work out how aroused and anxious I am, the computer needs to record my mind at rest. Firstly with my eyes closed, and then with my eyes open. But given Tony's just told me I'm a sex god, can I keep my anxious arousals in check?
Cool. OK, let me just save that. So this is the spectrogram. So we're looking down on the head here. Your nose would be here. This is the back of your head. And each one of these 19 little graphs is one of those 19 electrodes. So this yellow is the alpha. So more alpha means the brain doing less activity. I was expecting to see more of this beta brainwave, the busy brainwave. I'm assuming that the shyness is social anxiety, so anxiety is a busier brain.
Sort of constantly alert, on the lookout for threats. And...
Yeah. So this is saying that you are low arousal, your brain is not very active. Actually, this is the kind of the opposite of what I was expecting. I was expecting to see less of this.
So brutal, Tony. Your brain is not very active. So, looking at this, we can't tell that I'm shy.
No.
But we can tell, we have an indicator that I'm not particularly an extrovert.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough to say. And you are certainly a lot less aroused than I was expecting.
I'm a sloth.
I wouldn't say that, but in that direction. Chill.
I'm chilled.
You've got this peak here, which I'm quite intrigued about. This is not a typical pattern. This is almost like an ADD subtype.
So looking at that, I could have ADD.
It could
which is
be
attention deficit disorder. So I've come here today to see if you could identify sort of shyness in the brain. And what you tell me is you can't. I might have ADHD, but a very chilled out, sort of relaxed version of that.
Yeah.
So I've come in on this shyness documentary and I've left with no answer on that, but 3 other documentaries to do. Perfect.